So for our videos that are on the little Traxxis with the GoPro, I just want to show a quick picture over here how we mounted it. Just with the GoPro sticker mount down over there, just to the roof of the Traxxis, and just kind of pointing forward like that. The Traxxis, it's technically a e-Revo Mini. Started life as a Slash Mini, but we rebuilt it and re-geared it just so we can do outdoor stuff. So just wanted to show a quick intro to how we are doing our videos.
Okay, so this is our first run through with the GoPro on the Traxxis. So this is out at Lynn Run State Park, and the cabin you just saw me launch it from, that is cabin number 2. So that was me and Char there, and that's kind of heading up towards cabin 1. And that is cabin 2 right there, driving up. This is where our little campfire area is. Just sneaking through there. There's Kelly. Hello. Hi. So I decided to try some commentary on this one here. It's a little bit of overdub. See how it works. Obviously at this point here, if you can't tell, I got the wheels stuck on the one camp chair. So it seems like it maneuvers pretty well. Like I said earlier, this was a Traxxis Mini e-Revo, and it doesn't flip over nearly as much as in its previous incarnation as a Mini Slash, which quite honestly I felt like the thing flipped over if you just looked at it. So we actually have 2 of these little RC cars. Charlotte has one, I have the other, and yeah, they don't really flip over now. I had to play around with a lot of the gear ratio and change some tires out and everything. I should mention that while we're driving here, we do have the GoPro app on our phone, but if you don't get from there, it does not let you actively watch the video as you're recording. So if you remember the old Saturday Night Live video with Mr. No Depth Perception, that's what I looked like there as I ran into a tree. I couldn't really tell. Like I said, you can't actively monitor it from your phone. But once you're done recording, or if you don't hit that record button, you can, see things. So this does move through really nice, and I'm kind of glad I dropped the gear ratio to the speed that I did here. It seems to work a lot better. At least for views and everything. We're going to play around with it and try to take this on some of our trails in the future, I think, and see how it all works. So now we're handing the controller over to Charlotte. I did swap out the controller that came with Traxxis on this too. It's no longer the standard Traxxis controller. I'm using a Spectrum DX2 controller on it if anybody's into the whole RC thing. It seems to have better range, better response. Quite honestly, I can trim the, as you can see, the steering. A little bit more controls for the trims on the steering and the acceleration and everything. I have to say I'm really happy with the, again, with the Mini e-Revo and the maneuvering it can do through kind of rough terrain and everything. I wouldn't call it a crawler by any means. As you saw in the picture, it's way too low to the ground to really be a crawler, but it's a nice balance between more of a sport RC kind of speedster and something that can go off trail, and that's kind of why we're thinking in the end we're going to take it, maybe on the trails and everything as we're walking the trails. Could be kind of fun. If I noticed anything, just as a little bit of a side thought as we were driving through here, is that the little mount for the GoPro, make sure you have the screwed down tight. It did kind of slip down at a certain point. One thing Char really enjoyed about driving it, the way we have it set up, we can get hairpin turns on it. Which is almost, quite honestly, I may trim some of that steering down a little bit. That seems almost like it gets a little nauseating there, I guess. But overall, pretty happy with our first try out here with using the GoPro on top of the Traxxis Mini e-Revo. So